Well, it's a sweet innovation at the University of Heart Institute, a tiny device that was inspired by a classic Mexican dessert, the churros. Here to tell us more about the device and how it will make bypass surgery procedures safer are Dr. Emilio Alarcon and Daniela Hernandez Sanchez from the Heart Institute. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's first talk about how this all came to be, because it was all from the Mexican churros that made this little tiny device happen.
So everything started when we recruited Dr. Marcelo Munoz as a postdoctoral fellow in my team. We were very lucky that Marcelo is still with us now as an associate scientist. And in my team, what we do is we call it these brainstorming days, right? So we sit down and we think about like how we can do things better. And I remember that we had a discussion with one of the cardiac surgeons that we need to do bypass surgery, like revascularization of the heart after a myocardial infarction or a heart attack, better. So Marcelo actually went that weekend to one of these, festivals, and he came back on Monday and said, like, I found the solution. I said, what do you mean? I found the solution how to make these things better. And he said, like a churro. And I look at him, what do you mean, like a churro? So he showed me the sketch, and I said, after 2 hours of discussion, I said, you know what? We're going to get it done, but we need to assemble the team. And that happened like many years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago.
So it's been a long process.
Yeah, it's a long process because for that you need to really assemble from that churro concept to the device that Yanira has in her hands. It's a long process. So.
Okay, so show us the device, Yanira, and basically explain how it went from this concept to creation.
Yeah, so what we would try to do here is blood vessels that help with CABG surgery, but also other kind of procedures as well. And if you look at the tiny device, it has some really special spiral channels that we have in the middle part of the device. And this is important because if we look at native arteries, that is what we're trying to make here, they have 3 different layers. They have the inner one, that is the one in contact with the blood. Then the second layer, that is the one that provides the mechanical strength to the blood vessels. And the outer layer. So focusing on the second layer, that is the one that provides the mechanical strength, we wanted to replicate what was happening there. And it has a native circumferential alignment And these spiral channels, what they do is that when we flow polymer or like a formulation through it, and we start extruding the vessel, it gives our vessel a circumferential alignment. We have proved that improves the mechanical properties of what we are doing right now. And in the future, we're planning to further optimize it to even make more complex structures.
And what did the old device look like before this one was created?
I mean, the initial prototype was a much larger one, like the ones you're using for making those. And we have to miniaturize that. That is the magic in here, right? Because we are trying to mimic complexity of the beauty and the creation of bodies into like engineering and biomedical devices. So we started big, and we started making it smaller and smaller and smaller. But when you go smaller, the problem is that it's so complicated that I'm telling you, the guys, they were so frustrated, and we have very bad days and very good days. But we managed to get it this, and I'm still surprised every time I look at that and say, like, it's really tiny, but we have tinier versions in the lab.
Yeah, I brought this one because
you can actually visually see
it. But it should be actually much smaller than this.
And how is it actually helping in terms of when it's put into your body in heart surgery? How is it actually helping as opposed to the old method?
So the issue we have with after a myocardial infarction, a heart attack, if you need to have a bypass surgery, let's say that they have to take some tissues from inside your body and put it in there. It's like a bypass, right? But for not a small proportion of patients, that procedure is not going to work because they don't have the veins of the arteries that are not in good shape. And unfortunately for those patients, there is nothing else they can really do. So this device is designed to really fabricate on the spot very like a small diameter, like very tiny ones, but at any length you want it. Let's say the surgeon said, like, I need 20 centimeters. We can make 20 centimeters. We need the 10 centimeters, like with 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters inner diameter, we can make that. And that is the beauty of this. So this will be eventually manufactured in Canada with the different lengths. So surgeons, they will have the options, like, I need this, I need that. will come in here, get it, and use implanted in the patient.
So before someone who wasn't a candidate can now be a candidate for the surgery. Oh,
yeah.
That's incredible. And it's all inspired by one person seeing a churro created and thinking, hey, there's my idea. I love it so much. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today and kind of breaking down how this all happened. And keep on making those innovative projects. We love it.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
You're welcome.